Sanbunan Dumlang, hello, it's Simply Spizzer here and welcome back to my channel if you're watching the video of this, but also a special welcome to those listening to Simply Do the Work, the podcast. Now, I'm sure if you're watching the video, you can notice we've got a young studio setup going for us, and if you're listening to the podcast, I hope you can hear the difference in the audio quality because I did not spend these coins for nothing. So let's just get some formalities and housekeeping out of the way. First of all, please bear with me if you hear any background noises because I'm not home alone. Literally, I picked the day when literally everyone is at home to record this. Also, I'm still trying to familiarize myself with the microphone settings and how to set up and all that. So hopefully things will get better from here. Also, if you're new to my channel or new to the podcast, please do subscribe and hit the follow button, and depending on which platform you're listening to, rate and review the podcast, but also please share this work that I'm doing here. Anywho, I feel like we've got the formalities out of the way. Let's get into today's video / podcast episode. Also, I want to apologize. I feel like the camera is at such a weird angle. The lighting is not doing the things. I swear nothing is coming together properly for this video, but you know what, we move. What are we talking about today? Today we will be discussing the mess and the foolishness that is celebrities and influencers. So I kind of want to start off by saying that, you know what, I have nothing against any of the people that I do mention if I mention names, because let's get one thing clear. I do not know these people personally, okay? I just know their work. I know what they give me. I know what they see, and I'm not in the business of canceling anyone, okay? Like something that Kenya said, as told by Kenya said in one of the videos, is I'm not gonna let these celebrities disappoint me. I'm not gonna let some stranger disappoint me. So no hard feelings against them. It's the same foolishness that celebrities have been giving us. And the first celebrity I want to talk about is Lana Del Rey. Now, Lana has been quite messy the past 2 or 3 weeks, because first she started off with that Instagram post coming for all those women, all those black women, and then she was giving all these responses and just digging a hole for herself. And then, people were like, okay, Lana, you had so much to say about black women. What do you say about Black Lives Matter? It was crickets for a while. And then I see the girl posted a video of protesters looting, and I didn't actually see the video, but I just saw the backlash she was getting. I saw Kelani and Tinashe calling her out for that, because that was literally endangering people. You have millions of followers. Why are you posting them like that when we all know that protesters are being targeted? Protesters are, literally, they disappear. People are literally risking their lives for these protests. And Tory Lanez, actually, I love how he went on his Instagram and he spoke against all these black celebrities who are speaking against all these black celebrities who had criticisms and were crying about property damage and all that. And I think basically what these celebrities continually show us is how out of touch with reality they are. I think it gets to a point, once you reach a certain level of fame, once you reach a certain level of riches, you just become so out of touch with real people and their issues. And it just kind of shows that they don't really care for you, No offense. These celebrities don't actually have their fans' best interests at heart at all times. And obviously it might seem like I'm being very pessimistic, just dragging or focusing on the negative, when you know what, there are celebrities like Ariana Grande, Harry Styles, Halsey, now Whore and Kehlani, who are using their platforms for good. I don't want anything I say to negate the good that celebrities are actually doing with their platforms, but there are many who are either mute, literally crickets, literally nowhere to be found, literally just ceased existing. And then there are those who are doing the bare minimum. Now, those who are doing the bare minimum, I'm not going to necessarily be upset with them. I'm not going to necessarily drag them. At least they're doing something. But I do feel like as fans, as their supporters, we shouldn't hype them up too much. We shouldn't act as if they're actually doing the work. Yes, you posted an Insta story. Yes, you made a couple tweets, but let's not get it twisted. They're actually just doing the right thing. Even the celebrities who I did mention, I like, there are celebrities who are doing everything that they can. They're just going all out, and I'm proud of them. Like, I'm saying as if I know, but like, it really warmed my heart because some of the people who I've seen speaking out, I was actually surprised. I was like, oh, you, okay, I didn't know you were down for the people like that, but I'm here for it. But I think the point I'm trying to make, I feel like I was all over the place there. The point I'm trying to make is, yes, it's good for us to commend and praise the celebrities who are doing good with their platforms, but we shouldn't overhype them. We shouldn't put them on some pedestal as if they're doing some revolutionary work. Even though what they're doing is helpful, it is quite important. And besides the mess of celebrities, let's talk about influencers. Influencer culture, I feel like it's breeded some interesting characters. Like, I feel like there are a lot of influencers who, you know, benefit, and not only influence, but celebrities as well, who benefit from black culture, who are down for the people when, it's time to get lit, when it's time to turn up. But now that we need people to speak up on black issues, suddenly they don't have the words. Suddenly it's crickets. Suddenly they're nowhere to be found. And other influencers, I feel like they are trying to use this for clout, trying to get social justice points, literally staging protests or going to protests for photo ops. Like, if you don't know what I'm talking about, like, there are influencers who let's say people are protest, they'll go to the protest and then they'll maybe stand by a broken window or something, or they'll just stand by the street holding up signs. That there was this other influencer who was going on a rant about how they had stylists and photographers, and I don't know the context of that rant, but it was just like, then what are you doing? No, literally, what are you doing? What is the point? If you're just going to use Black Lives Matter as another trend to get yourself some clout, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. And how I can say this is a trend, there was recently the hashtag Blackout Tuesday, right? And someone tweeted, how are you going to silence yourself now if you weren't even vocal to begin with? Currently, last time I checked, Blackout Tuesday on Instagram, hashtag Blackout Tuesday, had more posts on it than hashtag Black Lives Matter. Make it make sense. People were posting all these black screens, which, don't get me wrong, I'm not attacking the hashtag Blackout Tuesday itself. I'm condemning the people who are just using this as a trend. I feel like some people are just seeing as, oh, like, even someone tweeted that some of these people are treating these protests like it's a block party. Like, I've seen like screenshots of DMs. People are like, oh my gosh, are we gonna go out today? Are we gonna get turned for the protest? And it's like, no. Y'all are missing the point. You're missing the point of what people are trying to do. And I actually remember the other day I was on Twitter and this Thai actor that I follow posted a picture. I'm not gonna say what the picture was, and they just put that picture and they hashtagged it hashtag Black Lives Matter. And I remember seeing it and being like, nah, this picture ain't it. Something about this picture doesn't sit right with my spirit. So I took a screenshot, sent it to a friend. I'm like, what do we think about this post? And she was like, it's very tone deaf and problematic. And things, when I went on Twitter, people were praising him, like, oh my word, thank you so much for using your platform, nah. And I'm like, look, I don't want to negate the fact that, okay, cool, he's, making a statement, which this was the bare minimum. Like, when I say people are doing the bare minimum getting praised, this is exactly what I mean. He literally just posted a picture, hashtag Black Lives Matter. There was no caption, there was no, just some words to show that you show insight to or even listen, if you don't want to say too much, just put some links to some petitions, donation links. Because some people in the comments were like, they were like, okay, thank you for posting this, but can you please raise awareness to these petition links, to this and that? And that's why, I mean, people are getting praised for the bare minimum. And I know like other fans, were tagging some of their other faves and being like, hey, please speak up. You're being quiet on this. Please speak up. And it's like, okay, on one end, I understand calling out people who are being silent, who just want to act as if this. I understand that, but I'm not begging nobody. That's just me. I'm not gonna be begging you to speak up for me, because the fact that you're not saying anything, and I know you know what's going on, it just shows that you don't care. Point blank, period. It's kind of like, even some of my friends, I was having discussions with, and some of them I was just like, you know what? In my heart, I was like, okay, you know what? I see where you're coming from, and you're not getting what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna sit here and spend hours on hours on hours trying to explain the same thing. And that's why we're saying that it's not even our responsibility as Black people to educate you. Like, I feel like I'm probably preaching to the choir right now, because if you're listening to this, you probably are either a Black person yourself, or B, you're an ally and you're actively, educating yourself to, become more aware, to, work on being more anti-racist, and, acknowledging your privilege and all of that. But it's just so frustrating. I'm not gonna lie, it's really frustrating. And even though, like I was saying, I'm not gonna let these people I don't know get to me. It's kind of like, there are people who are just acting like, I'm looking at some of these influencers, they're posting as if nothing's happening. They're posting as if everything is normal, everything is rosy, and it makes you see, you kind of realize, oh, so this is how it is. You claim to love all people. You claim to, you claim that you're for the people. You claim that you really love your fans. But don't you think within your fan base, within your demographic, there are real people who are being affected by this, and you're saying nothing? Now, look, I know also, like, let me play devil's advocate here for a sec. I know that some people are saying that we're expecting too much from these celebrities. I can see that. I can see how some people are just, it's kind of like, calm down. These are celebrities. They have millions of. It's like, the thing is, man, this is how I see it. I recognize that these celebrities and these influencers don't have their platforms because they're socially aware, or because of their social justice work. They have their platforms because people like their music, people enjoy watching their videos, their movies, their makeup looks, right? That's why they have that platform. But I also feel like when you get that platform, you sort of have that responsibility to be like, hey, you know what? I've seen this, what's happening in the news, this is what's been happening in the world, and just know that this is what I'm doing to try and remedy the situation. That's all I'm asking for. Okay, I'm not gonna play the morality police and try and police how these celebrities need to respond. But and I know I've been saying this, can we not praise the bare minimum? B, also, can we hold people accountable for the mess that they're doing, or hold people accountable if they're not doing enough? And I'm not saying every celebrity needs to be out in the streets marching, but you can open your purse. It's kind of weird how you have like millionaires and billionaires asking people to donate, and it's kind of like, what are you donating? And while we on donations, apparently, it's all alleged, there are influencers who are basically stealing screenshots and posting them as if they're their own. So basically, it's like someone else donated, and then this influencer will take that screenshot and post it as if that's their donation. And it's just like, what do you do? It's literally falls in line with those who are going to protest for photo ops. What are you doing? What is the point? If you're gonna do mess like that, then just rather be quiet. I have more respect for those who are being quiet and not doing anything, because kind of like, I see you don't care, and that's why you're being quiet. But it's not like now these, it's like you don't care and you're trying to gain from this for yourself. And obviously the thing is, if someone posts a screenshot, there's no way of like proving or disproving. It's not like, how I'm not gonna be the one who does Nancy Drew detective work to determine whether or not your screenshot is real. It's like, no, we don't have time for that. I'd rather be doing real, meaningful, and helpful things. And that's also why I mentioned that I'm not into this whole begging people, because kind of like, you know what, if not me, then who? This person clearly doesn't care. This person clearly couldn't be bothered. I'm not going to waste my energy begging them to do the right thing. I'm just going to do what I can with my, within my circle of influence. Because at the end of the day, whether you've got 100 million followers or whether you've got 10,000 or 100, we all have a circle of influence, And I was speaking to some of my friends, and, we realized that over the years, we let people, like close friends, get away with saying racist things, saying harmful things, microaggressions. We let them get away with it. We just brushed it off. And, I've made a vow to myself that going forward, never again. Never again. I will call you out. I will hold you accountable. And if you don't want to change your behavior, if you don't want to do better, then that's it. I'm done. I'm cutting you off. One of the conversations I was having with a friend of mine, they openly said, I'm going to be real and tell you that I would turn a blind eye whenever these things happened because it didn't affect me. And obviously, I had the initial reaction was like, I felt some type of way. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? That's her truth. You know what? She admitted that, I used to turn a blind eye. But then she said, I'm going to do better. I'm going to work on, doing better. Because I realized that's not how we're supposed to operate. Because at the end of the day, this is the thing. As Black people, we are oppressed. And the oppressed, on our own, we cannot free ourselves, if that makes sense. We need the oppressors to also want to unoppress us, if that makes sense. Unoppress us, is that even a word? I'm getting all riled up again, like trying to keep it together, try to keep it cute, trying not to be messy, but overall I think I've said my piece. There's a lot more in my notes, like there's a lot more that I could say on this, but I think at the end of the day, we just all need to do better, number one. Number two, Black Lives Matter shouldn't just be a trend that comes and goes, because that's the pattern it's been. It would be a trend, everyone would be like, oh my gosh, this is happening. And then people would forget about it. People would carry on with their lives. And also, I hope that even if you're not even though we're not in America, like I'm in South Africa or wherever you might be listening to, even though we might not have the exact same issue, there's so many parallels to it, It's our responsibility to educate ourselves and those around us. And, kudos to those celebrities who are doing the work, the influencers who are actually using their platforms for good. And those who aren't, shame on you. Like, with all disrespect, shame on you. And those who are silent, just know that we're watching. I feel like the point where I'm at is I'm not going to be arguing with no one. I'm not going to be begging no one. If I see this is where you stand, it's like, okay, now I know where I stand with you. That's pretty much where I'm at right now. And so, thank you so much for watching and listening. I hope you were able to follow my train of thought once again. I feel like I always plan these properly. Like, I don't think you guys understand how much planning and thought and research goes into making these videos and podcasts, like I always have it so meticulously planned, and I feel like whenever I just sit down to record, I feel like it just comes out a mess. But at the same time, when I sit down to edit it, I'm like, oh, actually this kind of makes sense. I think I did some. But yeah, I'm going into rambly territories right now. Yeah, so thank you so much once again for watching and listening. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Also feel free to check me out on social media at Simply Sfiso on all platforms. And yeah, until I see or hear from you guys next time, I love you so much. Bye guys.